Good morning, my fellow Broadway fans. As you all know, the Tony Awards is in about 2 more weeks, and I'm sure all of you are excited, of course, to see your favorite show perform and everything. So, the point of this video is to give you my final Tony Award predictions. Now, brace yourself. I know a few days ago you saw my Tony predictions, and it showed me Lost Boys had over 8 nomination predictions to win. Well, I got news for you guys. That wasn't the actual Tony predictions. That was just a test to show where my true loyalty lies and which show deserves Best Musical. So if you guys thought it was my predictions, forgive me, that was my mistake. I should have mentioned those were my actual predictions. So I forgive you all. I'm sorry for doing that. But today will be the actual final predictions. So as soon as I finish today, I'm going to tell you exactly what my final predictions for each category will be. This is only for musicals, so I am going to only tell you the musicals. So if you're expecting plays, I'm sorry, but this is a musical. I'm a musical fanatic. I mean, I love the plays, I have a lot of respect for the writers, but it's hard to go to plays because I'm not into that many plays, but I do have respect for them. So I will begin with the first category. So for the category for Best Orchestrations, my pick is going to be Cats the Jellicle Ball, which is done by Trevor Holder, Doug Shade, and Andrew Lloyd Webber, and David Wilson. So Cats the Jellicle Ball for Best Orchestrations. Best Choreography, my pick is going to be Christopher Gattelli for Schmigadoon. I mean, I love his choreography in Schmigadoon. I mean, I can never get enough of it. The other day, if many of you haven't seen, I finally joined Apple TV, but it was only for the trial, the free day trial, so I was able to watch the entire Schmigadoon series, and I love season 1 more than season 2. I mean, Shimago was good, but season 1 just had more vibe to it. I just loved it. So Christopher Gattelli for Schmigadoon. For Best Sound Design of a Musical, I have chosen The Lost Boys by Adam Fisher. So Adam Fisher from The Lost Boys for Best Sound Design of a Musical. For Best Lighting Design of a Musical, I have chosen Michael Arden and Jen Shriver for The Lost Boys. So that is Michael Arden and Jen Shriver for The Lost Boys. For Best Costume Design of a Musical, I have chosen Queen Jean from Cats the Jellicle Ball. That is Queen Jean from Cats the Jellicle Ball for Best Costume Design of a Musical. For Best Scenic Design of a Musical, I have chosen Dane Laffrey from The Lost Boys. That's Dane Laffrey from The Lost Boys. So now we come to the major trio categories: book, score, and musical. So for Best Original Score, I have chosen Cinco Paul for Schmigadoon. That is Cinco Paul for Schmigadoon. For Best Book of a Musical, I have chosen Ty Blue, Marla Mendel, and Konstantin Rusuli for Titanic. Titanic is my pick for Best Book of a Musical. Best Direction of a Musical, I have chosen Lear de Bissonnette for Ragtime. That is Lear de Bissonnette for Ragtime. And now we come to the acting category, so brace yourselves. It can be any game, but I will tell you each and every one. So, for the best performance by a featured actress in a musical, it's going to be Shoshana Bean for The Lost Boys. That is Shoshana Bean for The Lost Boys. She is long overdue for a Tony. I have seen her performances in Mr. Saturday Night in Hell's Kitchen and, of course, Lost Boys. She is long overdue for a Tony. For Best Performance by a Featured Actor in a Musical, my pick is Ben Levi Ross from Ragtime. That is Ben Levi Ross from Ragtime. Now we come to the leading actor categories. Brace yourselves. They're going to be interesting picks. So for the best performance by a leading actress in a musical, I have chosen Cassie Levy for Ragtime. That is Cassie Levy for Ragtime. For leading actor in a musical, I have chosen Joshua Henry from Ragtime. That is Joshua Henry for Ragtime. He is long overdue for a Tony. He needs to win. And now we have 2 more categories left. So my final 2 predictions are, for best revival of a musical, I have chosen Ragtime. So that is Ragtime for best revival of a musical. And now to conclude this video, I will give you my final prediction for the one that will end up winning the Tony Award for 2026 Best Musical. And my pick, I wish there was a drum roll, but I'm not going to do that. My pick is going to be Schmigadoon. That is Schmigadoon for Best Musical. So I have Schmigadoon in reality winning 1, 2, 3 awards. Best Choreography, Best Score, and Best Musical. For Titanic, I have it only winning Best Book of a Musical. I'm sorry, I'm pausing a little bit because I'm trying to take my time. And I have Ragtime winning Best Revival, Best Director, Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Featured Actor. So that's 5 Tonys total. For The Lost Boys, I have it only winning Featured Actress, Scenic, Lighting, Sound. That's a total of 4 awards. For Costume and Orchestrations, I have Cat's Angelical Ball at 2. They win Orchestrations and Costume Design. So now that is my finals total. So, yes. So in my opinion, my honest opinion, Schmigadoon has a shot of winning Best Musical. The reason I was skeptical of Schmigadoon winning Best Musical is because in the past, when I used to support musical comedies, they would win a lot of awards, but they would never capture the Tonys for Best Book, Best Score, and Best Musical. This has been the occasion for me for many years. Like, when I supported SpongeBob, that show did win a lot of awards at the Drama Desk and Outer Critic, but it didn't win that many Tonys except for Scenic. The same thing happened with The Prom. Even though it didn't win many awards at the Tonys, it still won the Drama Desk for Outstanding Musical. This also was the case for Some Like It Hot, and even though that show was dominating the awards that season, Kimberly Kimball swooped in and took home Best Musical Book and Score from them. But Some Like It Hot did get compensated, and they are cast on won a Grammy, which is good. Smash, unfortunately, got snubbed a lot for the Tonys. It only got 2 nominations and didn't win anything except a Drama Desk Award for Featured Actor for Brooks, though he tied with Jack Malone of Operation Mincemeat last year. So, I'm hoping that the musical comedy Prophecy will finally come to fruition with the win of Schmigadoon. Though I am a little long shot skeptical, Schmigadoon is basically the one show that cured me of my frustration and upset depression from the sad closings of Some Like It Hot, Boop, and Smash, and so on and so forth. Ragtime definitely will win Best Revival because it's a sweeping score and an incredible story, and the way Lincoln Center director Leah de Bessonette, she's the artistic director, the way she handled it, it was incredible work. Like, they had a very good chemistry of casting. In reality, I do love Joshua Henry's performances in his shows, but the moment I saw his City Center Encore's performance of Wheels of a Dream, I knew he was going to transfer to Broadway and then he'll clinch the Tony. Cat's Angelico Ball does have Costume and Orchestrations written all over it. I feel like it's more of a nightclub, but to me, it definitely will win some Tonys. There's a chance I might see it, but I'll see how I feel. I do know that I'm seeing Ragtime July 4th and all that. Lost Boys is good. In my opinion, it is a really good show. To me, it had that Outsiders mixed in with Rock of Ages vibe. But when it comes to Best Musical, even though it got good reviews and continues to gross $1 million a week at the box office, it continues to sell out like crazy. In a way, I feel like the show has very good fan base and dedicated stars, of course, putting in a lot of effort to put on that rock and roll style every night. But in a way, if it wins a Tony, that'll make me happy because it'll break the vampire curse nonetheless. I mean, it already did when it got the good reviews and the high sales, so, I still look forward to hearing the cast album and all that, and, I have a lot of respect for Lost Boys. Two Strangers, I wanted to win Tonys at the beginning. For Christiana Pitts' acting, of course, yeah, and Sam Tutty's incredible acting, but the show has been struggling badly with sales, making only like 520 something thousand a week. It's not usually making the 1 million as it would at a box office. But I still would at least give it a chance, maybe see it, because it is a fun show that came from London and it has a very good music. Like, my favorite song from the show will always be the iconic New York opening number, because it's got that New York vibe, I can tell. Titanic will definitely win Best Book because Marla Mindell put a lot of heart and soul with it, along with her co-writers Ty Blue and Constantine Rassouli, while also playing the roles of Celine Dion and, of course, Jack in that parody musical. I didn't see it coming to Broadway. I didn't. I thought after Off Broadway it was gonna go on tour basically, which it will next year. But overall, I'm grateful I saw it finally. I mean, I had to wait, and I'm glad I did. It was a smart move, and I met all the stars at Titanic except Jim Parsons, which is understandable because the head security usher said he left the building early, which is okay. I totally respect Jim Parsons. He's awesome. But Titanic was a very fun show, and if it does win Best Book, fine. Marla Mindell will get something along with Constantine because of the hard effort they put in since The Basement, and then moving on to the Daryl Roth, and then beyond with London and all that. And everything. In the meantime, those are my final Tony predictions. I will have them posted in my little What About video thing in the Instagram post. So thank you all for looking at my Tony predictions. I do appreciate it. If you have any questions or want to know why I picked all those predictions, you are free to DM me anytime. In the meantime, my next Broadway show will be Schmigadoon Round 2, because I want to see a show before the Tony Awards happen on Sunday, so no better way to celebrate than to see Schmigadoon. I am very excited to see it again, and be ready for a big surprise because where I'm sitting for Schmigadoon is going to blow your mind. It is an orchestra seat, but remember, think of where I would usually sit in orchestra. Rarely, I know none of you might have seen me in orchestra seating before, but look back at last season of all the shows I saw and look closely at the shows I sat in orchestra. Remember, one of the shows I saw last year, I did sit all the way in the front of orchestra, and it could be repeated again with Schmigadoon next Friday. So remember, I will tell you exactly where I'm sitting from the moment it's on, from the day June 6th when I tell you. June 6th, not sorry, June 5th, sorry. I'm a little bit fast when I come to speak. But anyway, those are my final Tony predictions. I wish all the shows the best of luck, especially Schmigadoon, because I'm a lover of musical comedy, and Schmigadoon has really made a difference. Like, it came all this way from Washington, where it performed at the Kennedy Center before that guy took over and destroyed the place, like renovating it to his own liking, renaming it to a different name. It's just, Honestly, I feel bad for that place because it used to be where shows would start off there for tryout and then they would move to Broadway. That was the case with Spam-A-Lot. I don't want to get into names of the guy, but all I know is that the Kennedy Center was a wonderful place for Broadway shows to be. But now that he took over, whoever his name is, I already know. I just don't want to say it because I despise the name. Anyway, thank you all for looking at my final Tony predictions. I will have the video upload on my YouTube channel later today, but I am going to post it on Instagram. And if you want to see the whole video, you have to visit my YouTube channel. My link is in my bio, so just click the link, subscribe, and then boom, it'll be there. Anyway, I will be doing my usual theater posts, so keep track of them. And if, like I said, if you have any theater questions, feel free to message me back. Thank you.